Hon.Mia Amor Mottley was born on October 1st, 1965, in Barbados, a young island still charting its post-colonial path, just months away from celebrating its independence from Britain in November 1966. Her birth itself felt symbolic, a child of freedom arriving just before a nation officially claimed its own. Mia came into a family that was no stranger to politics, law, and leadership. Her grandfather, Ernest Dayton Mottley, was a towering figure in Barbadian public life. He was the island's first mayor of Bridgetown in 1959, a respected parliamentarian, and a man who dedicated his life to shaping policy during a time when Barbados was emerging from the shadows of colonial rule. Ernest believed in the power of governance to uplift ordinary people, and he passed that torch of service through the Mottley bloodline. Mia's father, Elliot Dayton Mottley, followed in his father's footsteps, choosing the path of law and public service. A barrister of great repute, Elliot served briefly as a member of Parliament before being appointed Barbados's Consul General in New York. His career later took him beyond the island to Bermuda, where he became Attorney General, and to Belize, where he sat on the Court of Appeal. To young Mia, her father was both a model of professionalism and a man who taught her the discipline of leadership. Her mother, Santa Amor Tappan, provided the balance, warm, rooted, and grounded. Together, Elliot and Santa gave Mia and her siblings a strong family base, ensuring that while the world of politics swirled around them, there was always stability at home. Even as a child, Mia displayed traits that would one day define her: confidence, eloquence, and determination. She was unafraid to ask questions, challenge adults, and put forward ideas that seemed well beyond her years. Teachers at her early schools, Merivale Preparatory School, the United Nations International School, and later Queen's College in Barbados, recognized her brilliance early. But Mia was more than just studious. She was a natural debater, a leader among her peers, and someone who instinctively felt that she was born to make a difference. By the time she reached her late teens, Mia's ambition was clear. She wanted to study law, not just to follow her father's footsteps, but to carve her own identity as a protector of justice. She went on to the London School of Economics, graduating with a law degree from the University of London in 1986. That training would become the foundation of her sharp legal mind and her fearless approach to governance. The first steps into politics. Mia Mottley's formal entry into politics came in the early 1990s. At just 26 years old, she contested her first election in the constituency of St. Michael Northeast. Though she lost that initial race by fewer than 200 votes, it was clear she was no ordinary newcomer. Her speeches carried weight, her charisma drew crowds, and her energy was infectious. From 1991 to 1994, she served as an opposition senator, taking on the role of Shadow Minister for Culture and Community Development. It was here that Mia began to refine her political craft. She immersed herself in parliamentary committees, debating domestic violence laws, rural issues like predial larceny, and social development. Though young, she earned respect across party lines for her preparation and boldness. The 1994 general election changed everything. The Barbados Labour Party, BLP, under Owen Arthur, swept to power, and Mia won her seat in St. Michael Northeast, beginning what would become one of the most remarkable political careers in Caribbean history. At just 29 years old, she was appointed Minister of Education, Youth Affairs and Culture, making her one of the youngest cabinet members ever. In this role, she spearheaded the landmark Each Child Matters white paper, which highlighted the link between education and national development. She also pushed youth empowerment initiatives, helping to create the Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme and programs that gave young Barbadians a stake in the island's future. In 2001, history was made again. Mia Mottley became Barbados' first female Attorney General and Minister of Home Affairs. At the same time, she was also appointed the youngest Queen's Counsel, QC, in Barbados's history. Her tenure was marked by bold reforms. She became the face behind EduTech, an ambitious plan to digitize and modernize Barbados's education system. She also took a firm hand in justice and security matters, earning a reputation as both tough and pragmatic. Her rise was rapid. By 2003, she was Deputy Prime Minister. She chaired powerful committees on telecommunications, the economy, and social reform. Within political circles, many began to whisper Mia Mottley would one day be Prime Minister. Trials, tribulations, and resilience. But the road to the top was not without challenges. In 2008, when the BLP lost power, Owen Arthur resigned as party leader, and Mia became the first woman to lead the BLP and the first female opposition leader in Barbados. It was a groundbreaking achievement, yet not without turbulence. In 2010, she was suddenly ousted in an internal leadership coup, replaced again by Arthur. For many politicians, this might have been the end, but Mia was not built to quit. She regrouped, stayed visible, and remained deeply connected to the people of her constituency. By 2013, after another close election defeat, the BLP once again turned to her for leadership. Her perseverance paid off in 2018. Mia led the BLP to a historic landslide victory, winning all 30 seats in Parliament and securing nearly 73% of the vote, the highest in Barbados's history. She was sworn in as the nation's first female Prime Minister on May 25, 2018. Mottley's premiership has been one of bold, history-making decisions. Faced with one of the world's worst debt-to-GDP ratios, she negotiated with the IMF to restructure the economy while ensuring that social programs remained intact. On the global stage, she emerged as one of the loudest voices on climate change, delivering unforgettable speeches at the United Nations and COP26 that called out wealthy nations for neglecting small island states. Time magazine named her one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2022, cementing her role as a global thought leader. But her most defining move came in 2021, when she oversaw the historic transition of Barbados from a constitutional monarchy to a parliamentary republic. On November 30, 2021, as the country celebrated its 55th year of independence, the Queen of England was officially removed as head of state. In her place, Dame Sandra Mason was sworn in as the island's first president. Mia Mottley had led her people into a new era, personal life and husband. Though she is one of the most powerful women in the Caribbean, Mia Mottley has always been deeply private about her personal life. Unlike many political figures, she keeps her relationships away from the limelight. Over the years, public speculation has swirled, but Mia herself has often redirected the focus back to her work. What is certain is that her family remains her anchor. Her father, Sir Elliot Mottley, continues to be a source of wisdom, and she has often spoken fondly of her mother, Santa Amor Tappan, as her moral compass. Legacy. Mia Mottley today is not just the Prime Minister of Barbados. She is a global leader, a woman being seriously considered for the role of United Nations Secretary-General when Antonio Guterres' term ends. she has been honored across the world. Order of the Golden Heart, Kenya, 2019. Order of Roraima, Guyana, 2020. Champions of the Earth Lifetime Achievement Award, 2021. Time 100 Most Influential, 2022. BBC 100 Women, 2022. Forbes Most Powerful Women, 2023, and many more. Her speeches on climate justice, economic equity, and global fairness are studied in universities and quoted by activists worldwide. For a leader from a small island nation to command such authority on the global stage is no small feat. Her story is still being written. As she continues to champion climate justice, equality, and development, Mia Mottley stands not just as the leader of Barbados, but as a symbol of what is possible when vision meets determination. Please subscribe for more.